Who's the bitch? Who's the bitch? It's all us bitches. Who's the bitch?
You're the
Who's the bitch? Who's the bitch? It's all us bitches. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Who's the Bitch. And I don't know if you can tell by our amazing outfits, but yeah, it's kind of like you're talking to two drunk ants on a porch that maybe they think they're in Golden Girls, maybe they wish they were in Vegas.
That was the vibe we're going for.
Yeah,
Two
but-
drunk ants on a porch in Florida.
Hanging out, and maybe, maybe it's not Florida, maybe it's like we made it to Reno. You know what
We're
I mean?
in
Like, I feel
Reno,
like
the
we're
biggest
Reno
little city in the
bitches.
world.
Hell yes. Welcome in, Bloom. And welcome everybody in chat. Come on in. We are ready for your goss. We are ready for your problems. Go to bit.ly/LPN hotline and
We're taking those calls ASAP.
We want.
Yep.
We want your calls.
Yeah, we want to hear about it, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Kara Clank, in case you don't know me.
Yes, and I'm Jackie Zabrowski, in case you don't know me.
And we are just two little bitches in caftans drinking white wine and, still angling for the Buzzball
I
sponsorship.
will say I poured my watermelon smash into my white wine glass, and the watermelon smash is an interesting flavor. Buzzballs, it's woman owned.
I got the crayon blaster to see if it could blast this UTI away, and I was just going to put a little bit of it into my white wine and just see if it
better with a mixer.
You know how a spritzer is actually supposed to dilute the alcohol? I'm just adding alcohol to alcohol.
So I mean,
You guys, do you like these Liberace mics that we have?
how beautiful is
If
this?
you're just listening to this on the podcast version of this, you're missing out. You got to tune in to see our mics because these are amazing.
Hell yeah, to Five is Alive. I love this week's vibe. This is going to be every week's vibe. So I'm so glad that you guys came to join us this week.
Yes. Fun drunk aunt at a wedding. That's also kind of what we could be doing. Like the dress code was definitely like dress up, and we were like, we'll be wearing our caftans and you shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and you're just happy we've got clothes on at
Yes.
all.
Yes.
And you better be happy about it. Now, I will say, talking about weddings, I officiated
Jackie?
a wedding this weekend.
Oh, was that your first time officiating?
I have officiated one wedding. I officiated my older brother Henry's wedding. I don't know.
Oh, has anyone heard of him?
I don't know if you do.
That's cool. I don't think I remember that you officiated that. That's cool.
I had a great time doing it, and it is a very different. Thank you, Enrice. Yeah, Father Jackie is what I would like to be referred to as
Yes.
from now on. Thank you,
Father Jackie
recognizing
Misty.
me. Yes. Oh man, Bush Kush does say I thought that mic was a Hitachi for real, and this is a kind of I don't know if I want a Hitachi that looks like this.
This back massager is broken.
Uh-oh.
That's for the Sex and the City heads out there.
It's certainly making me feel good, though. Thank you, Jade Goldluck. You have a brother, I know, heard of him. But, the difference is that was my family, and it was a Satanist wedding. So that is, I think it's just a different kind of a vibe than the wedding that I had just officiated. Please, Red Age, Jackie, can you be hired for weddings? I will say the last 3 days was the most difficult thing I think I've ever done, but one of the most rewarding things I've ever done.
I think you're for hire, but the price has to be right.
Ooh, the bread.
We got to be flying baby out there. We got to be putting her up. And she's doing a lot of work to put together a customized wedding ceremony. I've done it twice as well. I did
yeah?
it.
What did
I
you
did it for my
think?
best friend, and then I did it for two comedians that are my dear friends. And that one was hard because everyone in the audience was a comedian.
Here's the thing though. So I've done one comedian wedding and one non-comedian wedding, and I feel like the comedian wedding was easier though because at least they were down to laugh.
Yeah, they were laughing. They were laughing.
And I think that like some people, although this wedding was a fun, zany wedding, so I think everyone was there and was down to laugh.
Okay.
But here's the thing, guys. I had a bitch of my own. A bitch of my own.
A bit of a bitch.
Uh-oh, but we do have someone on the line. We're going to get to you in just a moment. Thank you so much for calling in. I did want to say, I recently, for those of you that, have not met my new monster fucking tattoo. Very important. It is a good monster hand, and it is like, it is not the,
I'm going to do the Vanna White. Look.
Thank you, please.
Check it
I'll do the
out.
Pat Sajak, and I'm going to not pay you enough. So I got this tattoo not thinking about the fact that I was about to officiate a wedding, not thinking about the fact that the tattoo was going to be visible in all of the pictures. And I did not tell the bride and groom about this. They found out about it afterwards. And I will say they did not bring it up. They made no mention of it. But I went to Kara and I was like, was I a bitch for getting a tattoo and not talking to the bride and groom before getting the tattoo?
My answer is absolutely fucking not. You don't give your body to a couple when you agree to be, even as a bridesmaid.
The pictures,
turn to the other side. Turn to the other side. You have tattoos on your other arm. Tattoos are part of people. They're going to be in the photos. Everyone needs to calm down. Everybody's photo doesn't have to look
also,
like.
Thank you, chat. We got a lot of no, I've got
no. That's just a straight not the bitch.
Straight not the bitch.
Literally, I could see this being in like one of those glamour magazine, like she went ape shit on her best friend because she got a tattoo right before her wedding. These bridezillas for sure. I don't think you or I know people that would be like this, but you don't. Oh, it's your fucking body. Well, you can't get a haircut. I've seen things that are like, you can't have tan lines at my wedding.
That's the thing. That's
you can't have your.
Know.
You can't dye your hair a crazy color. What do you think this is? Half these questions that are coming to us, not half, a quarter of the questions we're getting are somehow related to weddings.
Because weddings are insane. And the things, like the rules and what people decide about the weddings that have to be done, it just honestly, it begats upon a bitch. Right, Hilaire? It's one day. And I think that people, you've never spent that much money for a party before in your life. So I know that you want it to be perfect. And you spend more money on those pictures than
if I had a serious problem with you, I'd say, Jackie, would you mind, like, I guess in the photos of the actual ceremony, but like Photoshop the tattoo off if it means that much to you. Truly. And Photoshop it out.
And also, I did offer to cover it with makeup. I have good makeup that can cover tattoos. And so I did also offer.
But what about the other one that's on your forearm?
I could have.
Like, come on. Like, we're not doing that. Like, they got you to do this. They hired you. You're their friend. But like, they asked you to do this as somebody who has tattoos. That's just what you signed up for.
I appreciate you saying that because I did have a bit of a spiral. But also, thank you, Aaron Walton. I'm fucking obsessed with your moo-moos, by the way. This is my first time catching you guys. I'm so happy that you came to hang out with us. Because these caftans, I think they might be, well, I was going to say they were the bitchiest things about us, but I guess they're not.
Lost in Houseplant said, my friend asked ahead of time that we cover up tattoos for the photos, and after that, she didn't care. Okay, yeah.
As long as you are upfront about it. And this is, I think, a lot when it comes to weddings and like, or just a big party or anything, any event that you're planning. It's the communication that we need. If you really feel strongly about having someone's tattoos covered up, you should tell them. And not just have someone assume. I'm not saying this was not the bride and groom in my case. They didn't give a shit. They were like, oh, you have a tattoo? I don't fucking care. Great. Awesome. And I'm like, that's why I'm officiating your wedding.
But also, like, I am a control freak, so I do understand the, like, desire for everything to be perfect. It's not going to be. No one has ever had a perfect wedding in the history of time. It's not going to happen. Even though everyone goes, oh my God, everyone says about their wedding, oh my God, it was perfect. It was amazing. I feel that about my wedding. Of course some things went wrong.
Sure.
I don't care.
No,
that's what
I don't
it's about.
give a shit.
So just
thank you, Dottie. You're right. They got you to be you. And thank you for saying that.
So just everybody calm the fuck down and stop getting married.
So I guess
barely ever works out.
Yeah, barely. So, but I will say, I understand the wanting to throw a party for yourself that your 14-year-old heart like is exploding about.
Yeah, that's the thing. I never fantasized about my wedding once in my life.
No, I didn't give a shit.
I actually just wanted to do like a Kate Hudson, Kurt Russell thing and have kids and not get married. But my husband was like, no, I've been dreaming about my tuxedo since I was 12.
Oh, it's
so we decided to do it. He didn't even wear a tuxedo.
Bushko says, I'm not sure I trust weddings. I've been to like 4 of my aunt's weddings and all her husbands keep dying all random and shit. Just seems like weddings are bad luck.
Oh my God.
I mean, for that person, it seems like weddings are real bad luck and maybe she should stop getting married.
Uncanny Rachel said, my neighbors leaned out their window and yelled, what are you doing during my wedding? No big deal. Seriously. Honestly, it's a good story. That's a funny story. Yes. Now you have to comment it on a live stream. What would you do without that?
Oh, I love that Heather Center. Jackie.
A reminder really quick to call in to bit.ly/LPN hotline. And we will talk to you live and in person.
We want your details. We want your love.
We'll talk to you live and in person about your issue. But sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, we do have someone live and in person that I would love to talk to.
An in studio bitch.
And their name is Gurney Sanders. Now, here's the thing. Gurney was on a trip over the weekend, and I saw their Insta story about this situation. I specifically asked them if they wouldn't mind bringing it up on Who's the Bitch, because I can't imagine being trapped in it. So, yeah, we got get some Tearzos in the chat. You know it's Tearzo. And Tearzo had an interesting experience over the weekend. Tearzo, how the hell are ya? Well, I guess you're Gurney because Tearzo doesn't talk. So
I am excellent because I'm on the ground. And that has to do with this story.
Oh, was it a flight problem? I can't wait. They've been teasing me with this problem all day, and I'm really excited.
yeah, look at all the Tearzos in chat. Thank you, guys.
All right, so a little backstory is I have an actual therapist-described phobia of flying. Like,
okay.
real
all
deal.
right.
It's the real deal, and that's what we're going off of here.
Okay.
So I was pranked in a little Halloween fashion, and that's why I could be the bitch, because it was good, harmless fun, and maybe I am overreacting.
Ooh, tell us.
Lay it on me.
Tell
All
us.
right, so I was on a flight this weekend, going on a vacation I've been looking forward to. It was a nighttime flight, so it's dark out.
Oof.
And as we're boarding onto the airplane, I hear this little girl's voice. And she says, "Hey, look out behind you." And I look up and around. I'm like, is that like a kid's iPad or something? Like, where is this voice coming from? And then I sit down, I forget about it. Later on during drink service, when the flight attendants are coming down with the cart, I hear it again. A little girl's voice going, "Hey, look out behind you." And then I realize it's not coming from an iPad or a passenger. It's coming from the overhead speaker on the airplane.
What?
And I'm looking at the other passengers like, are you guys hearing that? What is that? And then one more time later on, in the middle of nothing happening, it's just a dark, quiet plane. I hear a little girl's voice from the overhead speaker on the airplane going, "Hey, look out behind you." And at this point, the Xanax ain't working anymore.
Oh my God.
I love the responses in chat. What the fuck? 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 I'm already mad.
Yeah.
Why is a pilot's kid in the cockpit? I'ma just say pranks on cars and airplanes aren't cool once you're in motion. I agree with you. Was anyone, Gurney, was anyone looking around and also
Yeah,
wondering?
you
or
weren't
was it-
sharing a look with a roommate or anything?
I looked around and I could see a few people who didn't have headphones on perking their head up and making a little head tilt like, what is that? Because it was a little hard to tell if it was a kid's game or if it was on the overhead, but I could tell it was on the overhead. And then I go to get off the plane and I'm walking past the flight attendant. I said, "Hey, did you guys hear that weird child's voice during the flight?" And at first the flight attendant wasn't making eye contact with me, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know what that was." And then I say again, did you hear it though? And then she goes, "Yeah, it was one of the other flight attendants. I told her to knock it off." And at that point, I just got off the plane. I was like, I just need to be out of here. So it
Yo,
was a
name
flight
names.
attendant.
What
It
airline?
was American Airlines.
Yo, that is
Charlotte to LaGuardia on Friday night.
That is a long
up.
flight
It is.
to Gurney. That's a long flight.
From where? From where to LaGuardia?
Charlotte to LaGuardia.
Charlotte to LaGuardia.
Oh, chat's going
Dog,
bones
dude,
over
that
here. Oh
is-
no.
Because it's not like, look, the flight attendants, they work long days. If they want to get on there and go, do a weird voice and go, "Drink service is now being suspended," whatever.
Sure.
That's fine.
No, it's-
but
you know,
to
you
do
do
a
you.
little weird kid voice, like very Children of the Corn, like on the plane.
During a nighttime flight as well, when a lot of people have a lot of feelings about
anxiety.
flying. And you're going to do that, especially when a lot of people, and I dare say, nighttime flights always the creepiest because a bunch of people are asleep, and then everyone's like being really quiet. So you're looking around, just being like, "Did I hear this alone? Am I living inside of a bubble?" And how did you react? So you didn't end up like yelling towards them at all?
I just needed to get off that airplane, and I was walking towards the luggage rack, and that's when I pulled out and made an Instagram video. I was like, "Listen, if I was gonna be a Karen about this, I know I'd be on the New York Post."
Well, let me tell you what you do need to be doing. You do need to be calling American and getting some fucking miles. That is what you do need to be doing.
Yeah, but then
you need
that's the thing. It's going to go on Gurney then to have to be on the phone for hours to go have to fight for the miles. That how many miles are you going to get? What do you?
I just want them to pay you something for your pain and suffering, and it's not going to be cash. So I would
right.
call them and go, one of your fucking flight attendants decided to play with my mental health, and that's not cool. And I'm going to take this to a fucking news outlet that's not the LPN network. If you don't give me, I don't know, 100,000 miles, that's a good trip.
And the Godfather in chat says, I would shake their damn hand and say, well done. I love a prank. I could even be open to a prank on an airplane because it is spooky season. But when you do it repeatedly on a night.
Oh, and a creepy little voice that you can't like. I don't know. A little prank on a plane is like your flight attendant is wearing vampire fangs when she serves you your peanuts,
Sure.
or serving peanuts on a flight when you know there's somebody with a peanut allergy.
just
Now
feel
that's
like-
a prank.
Every flight is so high key. Like there's just no need
Yeah.
for it. And I love spooky season. And I love I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't like pranks. I'm very against April Fool's Day. I really get very
You hate
upset about
pranks.
pranks. I'm not a prank kind of bitch. So this, while it would spook me out and I think I would like smile from it, I don't have a phobia of flying though. So I do feel that in this situation that the flight attendant was kind of being a bitch.
A bitch. And I don't.
No, she didn't mean to be.
I don't have a phobia in any way, but I'm flying and I paid to be on this flight and I don't want to be bothered by a little
How
kid's
much
voice.
money you pay for the flights nowadays as well. So it's like I just want to have a peaceful experience where like we're not like, oh, is the emergency door going to be ripped open by somebody, or we're gonna have I don't know X, Y, and Z. Or Godfather says, I vote fun bitch. I like the addition of, well, that's just the fun bitch. Because you're right. You know what? You're right, Godfather. She is being a fun bitch. I just feel like I get too wrapped up into how, you know what it is? It's the people pleaser. I would be so like, what if not everybody? What if there is a frown amongst the seated? How will I release?
A night flight means people are trying to maybe sleep. They're just trying to get somewhere. Do not do little pranks. Do not do little voices. I'm sorry. I'm not down for that.
No,
and I'm not scared of flying at all.
Hell yeah, Jackie on a lanai 2025 over here. This is what happens. You know, the hurricanes try to steal all our lanais away in the south, but then don't worry, come over to Los Angeles where we make the lanais.
We create our own lanais.
Come on, we make our
We need people calling into bit.ly/LPN hotline. We need to hear some problemos.
But also, Gurney, I just want to say thank you for sharing
Yes.
your story with us, because that is it's harrowing, and I would have been so upset at the end of it, especially if I was woken up by it.
Yeah.
Didn't know what was happening, and I just heard that voice. And let's also be real, when I am on a flight, I am zooted to my tooteds. I mean, that sounds like blow, not blow. I mean, like, I'm just very, very high. So, like, don't fuck with my brain space.
Do you think this flight attendant was like trying to go viral or something? Like, do you think she was like trying to get like an internet video to go to pop off?
Gotta look at who I think it was when we were getting off the plane, and she was younger than me, and so I think she might have just been a little young and maybe new.
Tired
Trying to
and
have a little fun. I think she was actually pranking her coworkers more than she was pranking the passengers, especially when the drink cart came out and I heard it again. I was like, okay, that might be what's happening.
that makes a lot of sense.
This
That makes a lot of
woman,
sense.
Send her to jail.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you so much, Gurney.
Thank you.
And
Sounds like we have a call.
yeah, we are ready.
The
final verdict? They're the bitch.
she's a bitch.
Sleep. I'll take sleepy bitch. I feel like we need to add fun bitch too.
Well,
Not the bitch. but
You're not
Gurney,
the bitch.
You're not the bitch.
the
and
flight
we know
attendant
that.
is a professional bitch because she's being a bitch while she's performing her profession.
Yes.
We've got
professional
somebody on the line. Shall we go?
bitch. Yes, I'm ready. Tell us your problem.
We can't wait to hear your problems. Hi.
Yeah. What's your problem?
Hey,
Who's
guys.
the bitch?
It's so cute. I'm on the phone. Okay, so here's the thing. My older sister lives about 3 hours away.
Okay.
And she threw a graduation party for my niece
Okay.
A graduation
on a
party for
Sunday
your niece.
night, even though both of her sisters are 3 hours away. I'm sorry?
No. I was just repeating
yeah.
what you said because you broke up for a second. Graduation party for your niece on a Sunday.
On a Sunday night, even though both of her sisters live 3 hours away. And so I went, but I just want to know, is she the bitch for acting like we're not even going to be there? Or am I the bitch for being bothered by it?
I guess question to you, do you feel that it was on a Sunday for you guys to not come to it or to feel slighted?
Why else would you pick a Sunday? Why else did she pick
Yeah,
a Sunday? you
kind
think?
of. Reasons.
Yeah.
Sorry, what'd you
Yeah,
say?
there was like no reason. There was no reason. My little sister even said it feels like she just doesn't even want us to be there.
Oh,
no.
yeah. Because, like, if it had been a Saturday, you guys could have come, stayed over, made a little weekend of it, you know?
Yes. Now, when you went, because you did go, how did your sister act? Was she surprised that you were there?
She was surprised. She was nice about it, but she definitely was surprised. But my niece was really happy, so it was worth it.
This is the problem, is sometimes sisters being a bitch, but you don't want to hold it against the kids. And it's like, sometimes it is a sibling issue of like, well, I want to hold it against you, but I don't want to hold it against them. So I understand still going. Were you the only sister that did? Did your other sister go as well?
No, my other sister didn't go.
Oh.
Is she in trouble?
No, she's got a little kid, so she had an excuse.
Man, you people with your kids, oh, you can get out of anything. You're like, oh, my kid had a kid. My kid is a kid, and I can't be a kid, and I can't do it. You know what I mean?
Sorry, my kid's been kidding, and I just can't. I got to kid out of this.
Couldn't possibly do it. I do want to say thank you for the information, and it does sound like your sister was being a little bit of a bitch in this situation. I'm going to say, for any person making huge Sunday plans, I often am like, what do you do with your life?
Yeah.
You have these huge Sunday
No. Sunday is the Lord's Day. We're very religious Catholics, me and Jackie.
Obviously.
We spend Sunday praying.
Yeah, we are only praying over
and
here.
you should not be doing it. But I think that I would consider, may I ask you a follow-up question? Are you coming from the farthest distance? Are there other family members coming from farther or anything like that? Or you're coming from the farthest distance? We've got a little delay.
No, I was definitely coming from the farthest distance.
So I would check in with you and be like, hey, sis, I want you to be there. You and your other sister. What day works for you guys? Like, is Saturday good? I mean, I guess I have kids too, and it's like they have a lot of birthday parties and other kinds of shit. But if it's like a family party and I've got people coming from far away, you got to make it convenient.
But also, Lily's Dark Materials, great question. Is there other beef with the sister?
Yeah.
Isolated incident.
Great question.
Well, this is my sister who once left me a voicemail on my birthday that said, "Happy birthday, Lauren's sister," instead of my name.
Oh, okay.
So-
now we're getting to it.
One of those sisters, huh?
Now we're getting to it.
Interesting.
The world revolves around Lauren, huh?
Interesting. Yeah, I think that I would be pretty fucking upset about that. But also, a question for you. Did you still bring a gift even though you had to travel 3 hours?
Oh my gosh, yes. And my niece asked for like one hair care product, and I bought her the whole line, and she went bananas.
Oh, man,
Oh,
you're really rubbing it in. Your sister's going to kill you in your sleep.
Yes, but that's honestly the greatest comeuppance of them all is to be like, not only am I going to be a great sister, I'm going to be the best aunt you've ever seen. in
Oh,
your life.
watch out, bitch.
I love
We broke the internet.
We broke
Listen,
the system.
we weren't sure these caftans were going to work, and then they shut the full.
Now we shut it down. We shut it down. We were looking too good. We were feeling too good.
The ant energy flowed through the screen.
Yes.
We
were
want to.
slanging the bitches. This is the problem. And thank you
Yes.
to everybody that stayed on the line.
Yes, thank you for
guys
staying
so
on. And those of you that
much.
called in, those of you in chat, thank you so much. And to our last caller who called in about her sister. Listen, I think your sister's being a power play, doing a little bit of a power play. It sounds like she's the older sister. I'm also the older sister. Don't let her get away with that shit.
No, keep her in her place, but also maintain the relationship with you and your
And
niece
keep
or
getting your niece banger gifts, and it will drive your sister fucking crazy.
nuts.
Love that.
Oh God, I love being the fun aunt.
Let's take our next. Let's take our next call.
I would love that.
I was like, did my
I'm
computer-
burping buzzballs. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Also, we're all rebooting. We're still in the process of rebooting and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So it's gonna take a moment, but just hold on to the line, everybody. Yeah.
Hold the line. In the meantime,
No, Blight XEX, cut her brake lines.
okay, we got a caller. We got a call.
Ready for the call. All right.
Got her brake lines.
Hello?
We can't do murder. Hello?
Hi, this is Red Age Prop,
Hi, Ready.
aka Adam from chat. Sorry, I have a cold, so I'm a little congested.
Oh my God, that's okay. You sound great.
No, you sound sultry as hell, and
Yeah.
I love the way you sound. You know we love you, Red Age.
this-
Give it up for
there's
Red
a
Age in
little bit
chat.
of Oh, thank you. This is a little bit of an old story, but I do want the perspective of you guys since, like, Kara has kids, so just to see if I was being the bitch.
Yeah.
So I had a long flight in June, basically super delayed. So we were delayed like 8 hours. So we all had to sleep in the terminal. So very exhausted. And then we got on the flight, and I was sitting next to this dad and his small child. And then behind
Real
us
quick,
was
small
the mom and
child
small
on the lap
child.
or small child in the
And
seat
this-
next to them?
Yeah.
And the seat next to them.
Okay.
And I was sitting in the aisle seat.
Okay.
Okay. So it goes you aisle,
So-
child, dad at the window.
It goes me, dad next to me, child at the window.
Child at the
All right. Hell yeah.
Got it.
Please continue.
So the kid does not. This is a 12-hour flight,
Oof.
or 12 to 14 hours.
Whoa,
Kid does not
bragging,
shut
international
up the
travel.
entire
Okay.
flight. Yes. Kid does not shut up the entire flight. Opens the window multiple times. And the dad doesn't do anything about that. The parents turn on the overhead lights
No.
multiple times. And I'm trying to sleep. And then the parents will get up. And since I'm in the aisle, I have to get up too. And will move, like switch seats. So
No.
that sometimes I'm sitting next to the mom and sometimes I'm sitting next to the dad.
Oh.
So I just got very irritated. So sometimes I would just get up. And then literally for an hour, I just stood by the bathroom because I was so mad. And I was going to like kill these children. So was I being the bitch? Because I don't have kids and I already don't like small children. So was I being the bitch because I was irritated at these children and their parents? Because I understand, like, you have a small kid, it's hard to keep them entertained on a flight.
Right.
Listen, you're never being the bitch for being irritated about anything. They're your feelings and you can have them. I think that everybody that doesn't have kids needs to realize that nobody hates their kids on a flight more than their own parents. I mean, like, I am constant, and hate's a strong word, but like, they are driving me crazy. They are being like, but when they're being loud and stuff like that, I am doing everything I can. And what drives me crazy as a parent, before I was a parent, as a parent now, is when someone just sits there and lets their kid like have a journey and not, and they don't discipline them at all on a plane. You need to be explaining to them. I am pointing to my kids. I'm going, do you see how he's sleeping? Do you see how she's watching a movie? Everybody wants quiet right now. You need to be explaining to your kids that they are not the fucking sun and everything doesn't revolve around them. They need to fit into the world and the world is not all about them. And parents need to at least be trying. If the kid is screaming and having a freak attack, please give some grace to parents. But if a parent's not trying, I think there's no excuse for that. I have seen dads just sit on their phones while their kid is just screaming. I've seen moms like watching a movie, headphones in, kid is screaming, kid is throwing food on another passenger. You have to at least be trying. And that's the thing. And if you can't be traveling with your kids, you can't be traveling with your kids. It gets better as they get older. But listen, we have so much anxiety. At the same time, these people that get on the planes with these snack packs going, hi, it's my first flight. My name is Peter, and here's a snack so that you don't get mad at my mom and dad when I get a little bit grumbly in my tumbly. Fuck that too.
Listen.
Okay, we're not setting that standard either for parents.
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't do anything wrong. I think the fact that you didn't tell that kid to stop, that would have been actually within your rights. To say,
oh, you think
could you?
So?
Oh, absolutely. Could you please ask him to stop putting the window up and down? I'm trying to sleep. It's a 12-hour flight. I'm trying to sleep. Absolutely. If the parent is frantically trying to get the kid to stop fucking with the window and you're saying that, then I'd be like, give him a second. He's trying to figure it out with the kid. But no, you have the right to say something. Kids are not immune from criticism when they're in a space like that.
I mean, Uncanny Rachel even said I was on a flight recently where the kid would repeatedly yell, "What's that?" And the mom would say, "The window," but repeat that over and over for an hour. I tried real hard, but I was frustrated. And I think that I love this energy coming from a parent, because as someone without kids, Red Age, I understand that like I would have never said anything. I'm so scared of talking to someone else's children.
Well, maybe not to the kid, but I would have said it to the parent.
I understand you are, yes.
Could you ask your kid to stop doing that? Like,
Yes.
that is absolutely fine. And
No, you should do that. I'm
Yes.
saying I'm wrong in the fact that I'd be like, I guess I'm just going to be upset for 12
I guess we just have to let these beautiful little angels cause havoc. No, they need to learn. This is all part of the learning process. And I also think a little soupçon of shame from a stranger, I think that can help a child in a situation like that. Looking at a stranger's face and seeing a stranger is mad, I definitely point that out to my kids. I go, he doesn't look very happy with you. Maybe you should chill the fuck out.
I love the way you are a parent, Kara. Your kids aren't annoying.
We gotta live in the world. They come on.
Yes,
Melissa Z says Kara's kids are gonna be great adults. There's no guarantee to that, but I appreciate your confidence in me.
I think that they are. I love your kids are very chill.
I'm
In
arguing with my
comparison.
daughter back and forth like we're roommates in college right now. But anyway, the answer is the dad
God.
is the bitch. The parents are the bitch in that
Parents the
situation.
bitch, but
you are not the bitch.
And especially, I think, in your situation, like you were saying, that like if the parent was doing everything under the sun and the child still won't behave,
yeah.
I feel bad for the parent, and I feel like a parent wouldn't be a bitch in that situation, because sometimes the kid's being the bitch. I'm gonna say it.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Sometimes a
kids
kid
have
can be a
absolutely
bitch,
been the bitch.
all right?
My son will be like, I want to get off the plane. And I'm like, well, we're over Indiana right now, so I don't think that's an option. And he'll
Not
just
gonna happen.
freak out for 20 minutes until I give him some candy or whatever. You know, you got to do what you got to do. Also, parents, don't be afraid to pull out every goddamn stop on the plane.
Yeah.
Candy at 8 a.m. No one cares.
Tablets, anything.
But you didn't do anything wrong.
No, you didn't, Red H. You did nothing wrong.
I don't know you, but you're not the bitch.
Especially for how long the flight is, and maybe this
Thank
is
you.
coming from someone that does not have children. I will say that, like, in that instance, if you're like, what are you gonna go visit family on the 12-hour flight? I'm saying the person bringing the kid. If you want those family members to see the kid, they better fucking come to you. I'm not bringing a kid that little on that long.
12 hours is nuts. I've never attempted that. I've done a 6-hour many a time. But the other thing is
On the
melatonin.
East Coast, that makes sense.
Yeah, melatonin. Give those little babies a little bit of kid melatonin. They make it. Okay?
I mean, it's better than
You
what
tell
my
them,
mom used
swallow
to do.
this little gummy. Good night.
Whiskey.
Night, night.
My mom used to just
Little
give us
whiskey on the gum.
Give us a little bit of whiskey, and baby,
Oh my
we
God.
went right to sleep.
Thank you so much for calling in, though, with this beef.
Thank you,
I think a lot of people have this feeling, and
Yes.
I think it's okay to be mad at kids on a plane, but, you know, within reason.
And thank you for asking that, because I think we need to hear from people like Kara, the parents like Kara, that we as the childless are allowed to stick up for ourselves.
Yes, Jesus Christ.
I know, Enrique. Yeah, lots of flight
letting
horrors tonight.
letting these kids run the world is as I don't think it's working out for us.
No.
Do we have another caller? Can I
I'd
go to
love
another
take
one?
Another call. Thank you so much, guys, for calling in.
I got to refill.
I know I was about to pour my forbidden apple in here, but do I mix it with my watermelon
Hello.
smash? I did.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Is it Cass?
It is. Sorry. I was like, is it me? Is it my turn? I
Oh
feel like
my
an old
gosh.
Oh my
lady.
God.
Hi.
Hi.
those of you-
Sorry, we can't see you because of the technical difficulties.
Yes, but for those of you that do not, if you guys did not listen to last week's episode, Cass did write in with a great story last week on our episode about a van and picking up a van far from your home with your husband, and you didn't get all the details about the van that was being gifted to you from your father-in-law. Turns out there was a lot of problems with the van that was
it wasn't as they say street legal.
no. And I'm just giving an update for those
Yeah,
of
it
you.
turns out.
Yeah, please.
Turns out.
Yeah, Cass, and the speedometer didn't work. There were, I believe, no mirrors on
No
the
side
van.
mirrors. The speedometer didn't work, and they had driven hours and stayed in like a death motel so that they could drive this thing back. And Cass had relinquished control as a fellow control freak, and this is what it got her.
So please, Cass, we would love an update. Yes, everybody in chat, we're getting a van update. Hit us.
Van update.
Yeah. So definitely turned the van down once, we decided it's not going to be safe to drive, and we appreciated it. I don't know how to be like, thanks for the trash that you offered me, but no thanks. I don't know.
Thanks for the
It's one of those
bedbug
moments.
hotel, I
So
guess.
definitely did not. Yes. Yeah, I said, out of my mouth came, thanks for getting us such a nice hotel to stay in. Like, who am I? I don't even know
Oh
how that
my
even
God.
came out of my mouth in the moment. Yeah, it was a fun experience, but I did have all three children with me. My husband did do exactly what Kara said, as in, oh, it's my dad. Like, I don't know. What do you want me to do? So it was very much.
Every man is the same man.
the nose,
Every man
Carol,
is the
very
same
much on
man.
the
We're
nose
all
there.
married to the same man.
I get it.
Oh my God.
And I felt so validated. Yeah.
Oh, listen. It just goes to show never,
So no
ever
ban.
give up control. Don't ever. Don't ever give up control. You're the
That's what
only one that
I've
knows how to do
learned.
things.
I like that.
You're the only one that can get things done. And if they ever bring up a time,
I
you
told
being a
my
control
husband
freak,
that.
go
I told him
van.
Yeah, just
van.
say
Remember the
something
van? And then you go get in the fucking truck and do whatever the thing is you had planned. Remember the van? You want to head to a Days Inn again?
The new bit is going to be. So I was going to say the new bit is going to be. Can we at least drive it home?
See, this is like, it's the best and the worst parts about a partnership and undergoing like some sort of like horrible trauma or something together, or just something that you had to learn in the long way.
Yeah.
And I love it when it's like everything is succinct now down to a bit of like that you can like use and refer back to, and that no one outside of your marriage will understand. But then you just go, the van? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, can we drive it home? Interesting. Can we drive it home?
Yeah. That's so good. Okay, Can We Drive It Home might be the
Exactly.
first piece
Till
of
the
Who's the
day
Bitch
we
merch that we
die.
get.
Till the day we die. Well, I'm glad that
Yeah. Can we?
please, were the kids in the crazy
Sorry, I was.
hotel?
Yes, my youngest is 1 and kind of in that learning to walk, but still wants to crawl mostly because it's fast. And his knees were black after crawling on that carpet for maybe 5 minutes.
Oh, but you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Kids
I
think
was
anywhere
bringing-
like that is fun, right? I bet they were like, can we go back to the hotel? I mean, my kids love a hotel. And I've never taken them to like a Days Inn death trap before, but like I've taken them not that great places. And they're like, that was fun. Can we go back there? They had a landline I liked picking up and hanging up, you know?
Also, Cass and Kara, I need you both to know, Fueled by Satan 87 in chat says, as a husband, I've never done anything stupid. And
we need you to call in.
there are
We need
some
you to call
husbands
in.
out there, they've never done one thing stupid.
Not
before
one
in
thing
their life.
stupid. I need you to call in and your wife to call in as well. We need to be there needs to be a total phone situation. Cass, thank you so much for the update.
Thank you so much. And please let us know in the future if there's any other things you need to scream about.
Yeah, let us know about your next van situation because it's a coming. I can tell.
Last thing, he's selling it and he's only been offered $500 for it. So if that tells you the state it was in, that's the best offer, $500.
The fact that he was even offered $500.
Take it. Take it. Take the money and run. That's a good offer. You're not going to get more than $500. I thought he was going to have to pay.
Yep.
Like, do you understand that like a charity would not come pick that up and give you a tax deduction? Like you would not get that. That's not going to be worth
JDMF,
anything.
take the $500. What is your father-in-law doing? That's way more than he's going to get anywhere else.
Yeah, he's not good. I don't know what the Kelly Blue Book value is on something that doesn't have an odometer, but it's below $500. So, Cass, thank you.
Yes.
Love you, Cass.
I think we have another call.
But also, I do love Lil Ash says, maybe I'm not meant for marriage because holy shit, that would never fly with me. I would freak out. And, but that's the thing, Lil Ash, you know, it's the beauty of marriage. Sometimes you freak out.
And you know what? It is kind of like a funny story and a funny adventure. You know, you're like, oh, my husband and my father-in-law were dumb, and now we have this little story.
And now we've got a little shorthand. Thank you so much, Cass, for calling in. And we are ready for our next phone call. Thank you so much.
Oh, we're back on the phone. Hi.
Hi. So this is kind of a long story, but I'll make it quick. I'm taking a nursing class right now to get my CNA, which is certified nursing assistant, mainly just working with like old people. And the whole school's motto is professionalism. You know, we have to wear our uniforms and they check our outfits every day. And there's 50 people in the class. They split it in half for A, B, and grouping. So like one part of the class will go and do the hands-on stuff, and then the other part of the class will like learn like anatomy and that type of stuff.
Oh, cool.
So I've been having issues with a student in this class, and I'm not the type of person to go up and be like, yo, stop this. So I just kept reporting it, and nothing really was happening. They just kept saying, report it. If you come with another person, then we'll handle it more seriously. But I don't want to drag any of my other friends into this because it's like my issue. So one day I just got tired of it, and they were just making comments about me, like about my body, like body shaming, like just stupid, like immature, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And anytime that there was like an issue, they have this thing where like I stood up for myself once, and they've been quoting it ever since, and that happened in like early September. That they've just been.
And you're the only person complaining about this person?
Yeah, I know. So like. As far as I know, yeah. And so anyway, one day I just got sick of it, and I didn't really say anything to anyone. I just switched to a different group, and they sent me like down to the office or whatever, and they threatened to kick me out of the class because I was being unprofessional, even though there was multiple reports against this girl.
What?
And I'm like, yes, okay. So I really am like, I was crying because I was like, how do you guys not understand? Like, they had me pulled from the class the week prior, like saying, oh, you need to stop all of this. And all I did was defend myself like one time. And then I tried to leave that group. And I tried to explain that to them. And they were like, well, if you do this again, we're going to drop you from the class. You're being unprofessional and disrupting the classroom.
What? Is it
So-
not
Oh
my
unprofessional for
God.
someone to body shame you publicly in front of a class? Is it not unprofessional how this other bitch, I'm already going to go ahead and say it, is acting towards you, not only like in secret in front of other people? You're not even, it's not even like you're lying or could lie about what is going on. It's happening in front of other people. That's insane.
Yeah, this is like insta bitch. Like she immediately is the bitch so quickly. What? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, is this just like one of those things?
Jessica, great question. What exactly did you do according to the school? Like, what was it
Yeah.
that was
What does the school think?
unprofessional?
What is the school saying you're doing?
So they wrote me up. The teacher wrote me up and sent this lengthy email to my dean or whatever. I don't know. I'm just there to like do my work. I don't know what his official title is, but he said that I was disrupting the classroom and I was being very unprofessional. And I was not disrespectful in any way whenever they tried to redirect me. They were like, oh, we didn't switch groups yet, because they do have a thing where we switch groups like every month or so. But it had gotten to the point where it was like every single day, like when I would walk in the door, they would already be making comments about me. And I just didn't want to deal with it. Like, even if I was switching groups, it's not something that should be happening. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, they said I was being disruptive of the classroom. And I just said to the teacher, like, I'm not comfortable being in the classroom with these kids. And if you want to send me to the office for that, I will talk to the dean's name is Mr. McCracken. So I just said, I will talk to him. And they sent me to the office. And yeah.
And did you talk to him?
They still did nothing about it.
Did you talk to McCracken?
Yeah, I got in trouble. That's what. Yeah.
Oh,
This is
That's when
wild.
he wrote
This is
me
like
up for-
school
It's
bureaucracy.
like,
Like, I don't know. I feel like you're getting like you're getting like kind of swept up in like not at no fault of yours, but like the bureaucracy of like higher education, and they're just like they're not looking into it at all. They just want you to. I think they're just telling you to shut up until you won't shut up. So your choice here is, I feel, I don't know, keep going up higher to
I would
whoever
go-
you
I
can
would
go
keep
to. But if the
going.
dean is already making you like.
that, or I would definitely at this point have a separate private conversation with the professor to talk about exactly what's going on, because maybe they're not quite aware of what is, because I feel like at this point, obviously the dean is being given a specific kind of information and perspective that I think that needs to be redirected. And I think that this is I think it's either you need more like distance from all of this, but you can't really do because you're in the middle of this program. I would say go back to the professor, discuss why you were moving in the first
Make a
place.
list. Make a list. Make a list of every comment that has been said.
infraction, and
every
start
single
doing
thing that's been
this.
said. Start keeping everything ever in your life. Like, if you're going to like bring legal action, if you're ever going to go to a boss, it's like you have to have a list. You have to have proof.
Oh, what does that mean, Jessica? Kayla? Red Age said it, and I'm saying it again. So I don't know anything about academia, so I will say Title IX is specifically about harassment in academia.
Yeah.
And they take it very seriously. Now, I don't know what that means. And I don't know if that is that like the kind of thing that you say, like, I would like to, discuss something underneath a Title IX infraction. Like, is that the hot button word that you need to use for someone?
Yeah.
Of like, I would like, because I'm just going to go ahead and say this, as someone that loves to fight when the insurance says something is covered and then you find
don't
out it's
cover
not
it?
covered, I start calling it. I go, escalate me, escalation department, escalation.
I need a
department,
manager right
escalation
now.
department.
I'm sorry. I need to talk to your manager.
An escalation department is the shorthand for insurance to start talking to someone that will actually get something done. So that's what. So Lily's Dark Materials, I'd like to make a Title IX report, and maybe that is the phrase, because you are being, regardless of how your dean sees it, you feel you are being attacked,
Harassed.
and harassed.
Yeah.
And there needs to be something about that.
Yeah.
And there needs to be further discussion, because you can't keep going to this class or being around any of these people. This needs to be a further conversation.
But I would like, honestly, for yourself also,
I'm sorry,
Right.
Red Age says, or you can go to the Title IX
Yeah.
office on campus.
I saw that. Yeah. Go on on campus, figure out who the Title IX people are, go talk to them, but have everything written out just for yourself too, so you don't forget stuff. You don't get flustered when you're talking to someone. You don't forget about it because you get, have everything written out. Not if you don't remember dates, that's fine, but be like, one time this was what was said to me. I said this, and then this is how the professor reacted. This other time, this is what happened. Like, just have I have a Law and Order podcast as well. Everything just has to be like fucking written out, like evidence.
But that goes for anyone that is being harassed by anyone. When it is writing down and knowing like times, dates, where you were when it happened, how it came about. Now, obviously, you can't go back and start writing these things down, but I would say start anything you can recollect. Please start logging it, because unfortunately, when it comes to harassment, if you have to have as much proof as you can, and like there's only so much proof you can get besides like, oh, are you going to start literally on your phone, which you could start recording all of your classes so that you have everything recorded and it's on an audio
that's
file
the
somewhere.
thing. We also that's another thing he was telling me, was that he can't do anything unless there's physical proof, like unless it was like a screenshot or something like that. But we are not allowed to have our phones. Our phones are physically locked up in our lockers all day. And the students, there are issues with like our buddy with the professor. So like I feel like I've tried to report these things to them, and it doesn't go any further than like that, because they're already buddy. Like, I'm not super close with the professor. Like, I just do my assignments.
Right.
But they're like always over talking to them and that type of thing, putting in the extra effort, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I just don't know what to do at this
Lisa
point.
Pizza,
So
somebody in the chat, Lisa
I'm honestly
Pizza.
wondering, am I the bitch? Like,
Yeah. Someone in the chat, Lisa Pizza, wrote, written journals are counted as evidence. It's very real to whoever you're reporting it to. So just write it down. Like, I know you're not allowed to have your phone right after class. Like, write it down.
Write
like,
as
just
much
get it.
and write down, literally like physically write it down then as it is happening so that you can log it. Because Red Age, who does work in academia, says that they don't take your Title IX complaint seriously, they can get in trouble with the Department of Education. And this is something that like, you're being harassed, it needs to be taken further.
Don't let them think that you're like, because I'm sorry, you're so like, you just look young and like your whole life is fucking ahead of you, and I'm so jealous of you, and I want to dementor your youth out of you right now. But don't let them think that you're somebody that's young and can be fucked with. Like you're like, even if like, right, you don't want to, just be like, I'm gonna take this higher than you, so you better pay attention to what I'm saying, because you gotta fucking stand up for yourself, or that like these people are hoping that you're just gonna shut up and go away about it.
Because a lot of people do, because there is so much red tape. But fuck that. You deserve the boundaries that you're creating, and you are very valid to feel the way that you are feeling. And everyone is all like, everyone in chat is also supporting us of the fact that not only do you have rights, but also to anyone.
I can't see the chat right now.
Yeah, hell yeah. Just write down everything. That is the way that you can take control of this situation.
Go see those Title IX people. Yeah. Thank you so much for like talking to us about this. This was a wild one. I want to kill these people for you.
And
thank you.
I would love for you to call in the future. I'd love to hear more in the future.
And I guess what I'm saying to you is be the bitch. You gotta be the bitch.
Be the bitch.
Be the bitch you want to see in the world.
And this is bitch in a positive way of of standing up for yourself. Create those boundaries for yourself.
Because I don't know whoever this person is who's fucking with you in class, but like somebody entitled them. Somebody like gave them permission at some point where they think they can push whoever they want, and you need to be the person that's like, until now, bitch.
Yeah.
Until now.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for calling. Oh my God, I want you to be my nurse.
I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, who's our next? We got maybe one more.
Yeah, I think we can get one more.
We can do one more in
here. Yes, Lisa Pease. Yeah, writing things down on physical paper. It's so insane how nothing can be done with harassment and bullying and things like that. until something happens.
Yeah.
And it is such a,
It's gross.
God, it just hurts my chest
Yeah.
to think about when you feel so helpless. All right, we're ready. We're ready for our next call.
Let us know when you're there. Oh, hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going great now that you're on the line. Tell us what's up.
So, the story needs a little bit of context.
Okay,
This
we
is
love
one of like
context.
my first jobs. And so my good friend, like one of my best friends, got me this job. It was at an oil change place, one of those like quick in and out, kind of like 10-minute sort of deals.
Hell yeah.
And I was the lower bay technician. So I was like down in the trenches, pulling plugs, getting oil on me and everything. But it was supposed to be just a summer job. The manager knew this. My best friend was like the assistant manager who got me the job. But what happened was, it was just a summer job. I was running cross country for the local college there.
Whoa.
And so practices started to come up soon. So I gave them 3 weeks notice. And I was like, hey, man, I was working like 40 hours a week at that point. I was like, I need you to dial it back a little bit. I could probably only work like 20 hours that week. And then after that, at the end of the month, I'm gone. And he was like, yeah, totally understand. And so I wait. After about a couple weeks, I look at the schedule and I am scheduled for 40 hours again. So I'm looking at it and I tell him, like, I can't do this. Like, I cannot show up. Like, I'm not going to show up. And he said, well, you have to be here. Like, I don't care. Basically just told me like to go and fuck off. And so this is where I think I could be the bitch. Ooh. I was working one day and I was like, I have practice. Like, I'm going to miss practice. Like, my coach is going to hate me. And so me and one of the other assistant managers who wasn't my friend, he basically said, well, I'm going to quit anyways. So why don't we just walk out? And me and him were the only one working that day. And so what we did was we closed up the shop. He had a group message to all the other managers who worked in that district and basically said like, shop 218 is closed for the day. And me and Matt are walking out. And so we left a sign. This is where like, for sure, bitchy move. We left a sign that said gone fishing on the door. And we texted the manager. Being like, we're gone. Like, we quit. So then the story gets weird.
Okay.
I flew back because my best friend had to get called in at that point. So my best friend had to get called in at that point, and I felt really bad because he had to work that day. He did get a raise out of it. Me and him are cool, no bad blood, still best friends to this day. But that manager who scheduled me for that 40 hours proceeded to call my college cross country coach.
What?
And leave a message. Yes. Basically saying, like, do you know who you have on your team? Like, this is kind of character. Basically trying to, like, defame me in some way. Like, he wanted to, like, get his get back. Like, he was like, I cannot take this L. Like, sitting down. I need to get him.
I love this drama.
I get called into my coach's office. And he's like, who the fuck? Well, I can't say the guy's name, but he's like, who the fuck is
Barry
John Doe?
Person, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, there is no way he called you. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I don't know what the situation is. He's like, just take care of it. So then I call the guy and I'm like, you cannot call my coach. Like, I don't know what legal status there is, but I will find it. I'm like, me and you were having a sit down meeting. And so I went back to the store and had a sit down meeting with this guy. And he gave me the most like weird, narcissistic kind of like, he tried to like sun me, you know, like he tried to like sun me a little bit. Like, you know, that's not good character for someone to have. Like, I grew up in a trailer park and I worked my way all the way up
ain't
to
my
the manager of
daddy.
the oil shop. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Yeah. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I'm not doing well off myself here. I'm at the oil job in the summers and running
this
and shit. Like,
is
I'm not doing well either.
wild Jiffy Lube gossip. I cannot.
Yeah. So then basically I say, like, if you ever call me or anyone affiliated with me ever again, like, I'm going to do something about it. Like, I'm going to have to call some people and see, like, what I can do about it.
Ooh, he's going to
And to this day, he has not called or done anything. But, at a certain point, I'm like, I could have been the bitch in some way. But then, like, this guy was off his rocker. So who's more at fault is basically my question.
Okay, this is good. This is good juice. A lot of details.
This is great.
Listen.
Loved it. Loved the context, and thank you for the context.
I think this manager sounds like one of these freaking
You're
old
welcome.
guys that's like, or the manager or the assistant manager, or whichever one is telling you I used to live in a trailer park or whatever. He's like one of these boomers that's trying to be like, you don't know about hard work and this and that. And it's like, he's just trying to teach you a fucking lesson because he didn't get to run track when he was in college or whatever.
Yeah.
But like completely inappropriate for him to like try to sabotage your school life, especially when you gave notice.
Right.
3 weeks notice.
Notice also. And I will say that
And it wasn't even like 3 weeks that I'm gone. It was 3 weeks just to take it back. Just
to
20
take
hours
it
a week.
back.
Like, just bring it back a
you
little
were
bit.
being so open and communicative of
Most college kids would be like, oh, by the way, my coach just announced practices tomorrow.
Yeah, I
gotta
gotta
quit.
go.
Bye.
Sorry,
Like,
fucking be
you gave
gone.
so much notice.
As someone that used to run, I ran a McAllister's Deli in Tallahassee, Florida, at the Tallahassee
Oh,
Mall.
I thought you were gonna say you ran track like this guy, and I was like,
Oh,
who
I've
the
never-
fuck is
no,
running? I
can't even
hate
run. I
running.
can't run to the door.
I
I
hate
talk.
running.
No,
But I respect you for wanting to run track or whatever.
I really respect you. I just need you to know that, like, I will say I was the bitch back
Trust me, I
then.
only did it for 2 years. I couldn't do it for
You
long.
still did it for 2 years, way longer than I ever did it for. I'm giving this up to you. I'm just saying, I used to take my job so seriously about the McAllister's Deli that was in the food court of the Tallahassee Mall. And I expected everyone to show up at work. And they're all 20 years old, and I'm expecting them to give me their all. And I will say, for years, I was the bitch in that situation. And it does seem like your boss is like, or the person that was in control of your job at the like Quickie Lube, I will say probably felt that he'd worked really hard to get where he had been, and he didn't want to see someone, I'm gonna assume that like in some weird, I'm playing devil's advocate, in some weird backwards way that he was like, I'm gonna help this guy. I'm gonna see what he's not giving to the job, and I'm gonna show him.
Or
Like, I feel like maybe this is my own trauma that I'm putting
but
on
like,
the
or
situation.
that's possible. Or he's a guy that's like, work is more important, and I don't care about your sissy sports and your extracurriculars or whatever that you do in college. Like, it doesn't matter. He's putting his own shit on you that like does not need. That is inappropriate.
And
Like,
either
it's
way,
very inappropriate.
He is very wrong and is very unprofessional and crazy overstepped a huge boundary that, like, I'm very proud of you that you didn't flip the fuck out, because I feel like if I was that young, I probably would have flipped the fuck out. And I'm really proud of you for not doing that. I am assuming, though, did you continue to work at the job?
No. I
Okay, good.
had that meeting with him and I was out because this was kind of a pattern of behavior with this guy. Like, he had done some crazy stuff before where I was like, oh my God. But like, he wasn't at the store often, so I could put up with it. But he had done some other stuff where I'm like, if he's around frequently, I'm gone. Like, halfway through summer.
Yeah.
He had-
I think
his,
you
like,
actually,
training
like-
methods were so strange.
Somebody, the Majestic Kayla wrote here, you did not owe him a sit-down meeting, and I agree with that. Like,
No.
you were a big person for even doing that and meeting with him and hearing him out, but you did, like, oil manager is the bitch.
But also, yeah, Lisa Beats, I hate that the manager took info you shared that wasn't about work and tried to use it against you. Not the bitch. You're definitely 100% not the bitch. And also, TMB says,
Thank you.
As a manager of a deli/grocery store that deals with different crops of college kids every year, I never interfere with their school. And I know that they are temporary. I definitely don't take it personally when they need to leave, as you shouldn't. And thank you, TMB, for sharing that perspective. And that goes to show how wrong your boss was in this situation, because I think that this was like, he did take it personally. It was this kind of like, no, you've got to work towards the lube.
And also, you and your buddy working out when there was no one else working there. Okay, if you're not going to listen, then we got to do something. This is like when a union is on strike. If you're not going to listen to what we're saying about how we can't work these hours, then we're just going to leave the hours that you're not letting us, that you're making us work. And I'm sorry, it's like no one's life is on the line. It's oil changes, right? Like, so they can fucking deal with it. So, because you were like, oh, this might be the part where I'm a little bit the bitch. You're not the bitch.
No.
You told them you couldn't work, so you left the job when you told them that you couldn't work. That's
you were the full-grown adult in this situation.
Yeah.
And understanding where your priorities lie. And he didn't like where your priorities lie. But that's not for him to fucking decide.
No. Thank you so much for calling us and telling us about this Jiffy Lube drama. I'm obsessed.
Love is man-child manager bitch. God bothers as man-child manager bitch is what we are deeming them this day. And thank you so much for calling in.
I'm calling it Jiffy Lube drama, but I don't know if it's a Jiffy Lube, but it sounds like Jiffy Lube-esque, and I like it. I like everything about this call. Thank you so much for
Yes, exactly,
calling us.
Jerk McJerk. Communication. And what our caller did do was provide the communication that was needed. In fact, even more communication than is usually needed. 3 weeks just to take back your hours, dude. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. I think we probably have to wrap up because we've gone a little bit over because of our technical difficulties. But thank you guys for hanging in there with us.
Yeah, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out for Who's the Bitch, because we found some people today that were the bitch, but they weren't calling in.
Yeah. The bitches, I can't wait to tell somebody, actually, you were the bitch.
Oh, we're going to be looking right down the barrel of somebody's eyes someday, telling them they're the bitch.
Looking right at your eyes. Listen, we are going to be back live again on October 28th. So mark that in your little calendar.
The week of Halloween. So bring your spooky questions.
Oh, yes.
as well as
Oh,
your
my
spooky
God. Yes.
bitch.
Any spooky Halloween related questions, ghosty questions, questions about a dead relative.
Please.
Bring it. Maybe we'll
And
bring a Ouija board and try to talk to your grandma.
I just feel like if you're wondering if you should have sex with that relative ghost that keeps coming around you, but it's like, are they still your relative if it's just their ghost? Like, is it incestuous if you have sex with that ghost? These are things that we should discuss over on the 28th, and come back and hang out with us. But don't worry, you will get your podcast episodes every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. Go subscribe on Apple and Spotify and leave us a review because we're like a baby podcast
And we need you. We
need the reviews.
Lil Ash, I need to write in though because I'm not available that night. Great, Lil Ash, go to who'sthebitch.com.
Yes, that has all the ways to submit.
All of your information. There are ways to DM us. You can call us live when we do the stream. You can email us. You can leave us a voicemail. Please, love it so much, guys. And Ren 9300 already is saying you can't have sex with your relative ghost. All right, well, I guess maybe I'm being the bitch in this situation. I'm just saying, is it my uncle or is it not? I don't know.
And thank you so much for the subs tonight. Dumpster Stoner, Hilaire Satan. Yeah, you should be doing this.
Walk of the Ferris.
Mayhem March.
Fueled by
Satan.
Fueled by Satan, the husband that has never done any wrong in their life. And thank you.
Can't wait for you and your wife to call in very soon.
I want to
in
hear
tandem.
From you. Please.
Who'sthebitch.com has all the info. Also follow us on our Instagram, which is Who's the Bitch LPN. And
We love you
guys.
Yeah, this has been really great. And Kara, I just feel really good. And I feel really strong because we're here in our
really strong. Do you want to go get your oil change?
I think I do. And I'm like, are you the bitch as they're changing my oil? And I'm like, I'm on BuzzBalls, you
Where the fuck is the college kid that works here?
Yeah, and I guess we're going to end every show just holding hands
Clasping.
together, clasping.
2 ants being swept away in a hurricane, and I'm not trying to be insensitive because
Bye,
I
everybody.
do love you all. Bye.